That's the way I sleep.
Oh, that was me.
And the sound sounds pretty good.
Hey, that's better.
I was probably taking a nap. That's probably why I was sideways. Okay, hi guys.
Hey,
Try this again.
this is
So
this is
I see you made it back okay.
Yeah, we made it back. We dragging a little bit. Oh, dang it. Sorry, Tessa.
that was Tessa.
That was Tessa. Sorry, Tessa. I love you. I'll call you back.
Anyway, so what is it you need from me?
Well,
Other than my expertise?
well, you know, we talked quite a bit at the meeting, at the
Right.
the road show, but we never really got to know your history and about how you got into this and your background and all of that.
First, tell us who you are.
Yeah, I guess that.
Okay, first of all, hey, you want to hear it?
Yeah.
I do.
Mario Jose Espinosa Gomez Vasquez the first.
Yes. He's Mario Vasquez.
Mario Vasquez, and I'm in Coleman, Texas. We just moved in last year. In fact, June of last year, we moved here from New Mexico.
Oh.
And I love it here. I mean, the humidity is something else, but it's nice. And I've been doing woodworking, I guess now about, oh my gosh, 25 years, whatever, but not wood signs per se. It's more rustic furniture, the patio coolers and entertainment centers, stuff like that, just rustic stuff. And the way I got into woodworking is my wife and I were coming home from El Paso, and we went through Las Cruces, and they were having a craft show downtown. And there was a lady there that had these wooden balances for the windows. And my wife was really interested in buying one, and it was just a piece of pine, and that was it. You know, just stained and had 2 years on each side, so you could screw them to the wall. And I said, don't buy that. I can make one. And that's when the lady come unglued. She said, all husbands say that, but will you? So I took that as a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the only tools I had that I owned were a circular saw, a jigsaw, and a router. But with those, I made her some. And they were and I got to admit, they were a lot better than what she was selling.
Yeah.
Because at that time, my wife was doing Southwest Native American theme deco in the house.
Yeah.
So I took those colors. She used a lot of turquoise and kind of a maroon, and I pinstriped all the way around the balance and hand painted those stripes in there. And then I went to another window, and then from there it just rolled.
Snowball.
So yeah, exactly. And you know, the same old story. Hey, I like that. Why don't you make me one? And it went on.
Yeah.
But my biggest sellers are the patio coolers. Those are my biggest sellers. The rustic patio coolers.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I showed the pictures or not, but anyway, those. And there was one year that I went to a craft show in Artesia, New Mexico, which is about 90 miles from Hobbs. One weekend, and then the following weekend, I went to one in Odessa, Texas. The Ector County Coliseum had a craft show there. So between both places, I sold a total of 30 of them.
Wow.
So yeah, and those are, made to order.
Yeah.
So then I got home, and I guess it was like the third weekend I started on them, and I didn't stop working on them till the week up to Christmas. I finished because they were all Christmas orders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So and it kind of helped. I was through a rough time, and it kind of kept my mind off everything. I was so busy.
With those, Mario, those coolers, those things are pretty big. You must have been delivering those rather than shipping them, right?
Yeah, it's delivered because they're 48 quart ice chest, Coleman ice chest coolers. The
Yeah.
Coleman fits inside, and then I build and there's a lot of them around. I don't know if y'all have an HEB over there where you're at.
We
No.
don't.
HEB.
We saw those as we drove through, but we didn't know. But we don't have
big,
in
it's
Arizona.
a big grocery store. Is what it is, and it and they're nice. The wife really loves going shopping there, and they have a lot of stuff like that. You know, barbecue grills, the patio coolers, lawn decorations, stuff like that. And almost everybody's making them now. And I was one of the first ones in our area. But the difference between theirs and mine is I customized them. You know, if they were into an NFL football team or baseball team or whatever, then I would put that logo on the front of it, and then maybe their name up on the lid.
Yeah.
And but I came over here and it was dead over here. Nobody's buying anything. I've been to about 4 or 5 craft shows, and in all, I probably sold maybe $300 worth in those craft shows.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's the economy's real slow, and it's slow here. And this is I think that somebody was telling me that Coleman is like a 40-something% retired people.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
so they've got everything they want. They don't.
Now I know you sent me pictures of your coolers that you make, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I sent some. I remember there was a guy that did send on the sign makers of the day.
Yeah.
He sent you a picture of a cooler, and he had routed the front of it.
Who's that?
And I don't know, one of the guys, one of your carpenters of the day. Yeah, one of the carpenters of the day, and he had them. And I said, look at that guy's making my coolers.
Yeah. And you
Anyway.
now you're making them out of like construction lumber, and then are you torching them and then putting polyurethane, that kind of thing?
Yeah. I make fresh lumber. I try and making them out of pallet wood, but it's hard out of pallet wood because not all the pallets or the boards are the same thickness.
Yeah.
So you'd almost have to run them through the planer till you get them all the same thickness, and it's cheaper and easier to just go get some what they call I forget what it's called. It's like a 1x4, but it's not a 1x4. It's furring strips. They call them furring strips.
Yeah.
I make them out of those. Yeah, because those are. There's some that are kind of wavy and whatever, but you can make them work.
Gotcha.
And
what's
I buy plumbing things. I'm sorry?
What's your background, Mario? What's your profession? What have you done for work?
I am a retired welder, fabrication welder.
Yeah.
In the area where I'm from, I built oil field transportation equipment like water haulers, hot oilers. It's all, big trucks that came with tanks or whatever. And that was mainly what I did. The last 7 years that I welded, I was working for a concrete company, a cement company, and I was responsible for the maintenance and keeping up the bins, replacing the walls on them and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the company that I worked for had the monopoly there in that area, because I guess I think there were times that I had to travel almost 150 miles to go to one of the yards. So, and I was the only welder, so I had all that area. Wow. I think they had like 8 cement plants altogether.
Yeah, and that was over in New Mexico.
Yeah, that was over in New Mexico. When I retired, well, I didn't choose to retire. They kind of laid me off because of budget cuts. They had budget cuts, and of course, I was one of the highest paying ones, so I was one of the first ones to go. So I came to live. We came to live with my daughter because there were no jobs in Hobbs, or I did. And Mary stayed at home, and I did security for a company that did federal security because of my military background. They asked me if I still had my secret clearance. I said, I don't think so. So they checked, and sure enough, I didn't. But they renewed it. They were able to renew it to where I could qualify to work for them. So I did that for a couple of. And I wish I'd have kept that job because at the time I had a little RV. But they send you someplace, and you're there like however long it took to. Because what it was reconstruction. They were redoing the buildings, and it was during that time. I go in at night, and watch them work and whatever, make sure they didn't get to work anything they weren't supposed to. But that was only good for, I think that one there was good for 2 months. And then they offered you another position somewhere else. And I wish I'd have kept my RV, and I would have loved to have done that, lived in different parts. They were as far as Tennessee and up in Dallas areas, all around that area. I said, oh, that would have been perfect. Because they didn't pay for your room and board. They just paid your salary, and you were responsible for everything else.
Gotcha.
That'd have been a good job.
And how long ago was it you were doing that?
When did I do that? I did that 2015.
Oh.
Yeah, in 2015, 2016, I did that. And then I finally just went ahead and retired. And oh, no, I take it back. I went to work for Tractor Supply.
Did you?
As the assembler. Yeah, I did all assembling of all the equipment that came in. And when I get caught up there, then I'd go help with sales and customer, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Support and stuff like that. Yeah.
Service.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I loved that job. I mean, heck, if I'd have known that job was that good, I'd have first started with them. And granted, they didn't pay the salary I was making, but man, it sure made me. It was awesome to work for them people. It really was.
Yeah.
We
go there, Tractor Supply. I was there this morning.
Once a week,
Yeah, at least twice a week, and we bought a little. Kind of a little go-kart thing for Vicky for Christmas. Dad and I did, and it came assembled, and it was so yeah. Somebody had to assemble that thing, so that would have been your deal if you were.
Yeah, that would have been the lawnmowers, the barbecue grills, the trailers, the utility trailers when they came in, and everything in between that.
That's probably like a cakewalk for you coming from.
Oh yeah, from where I was, yeah, it was. Like the first time I went in, chicken coops. You know, I also assembled the chicken coops, and the first time I went in, the very first day, the assistant manager, I approached her. I said, "Okay, so what do you got for me today?" She said, "A chicken coop." I said, "There's a box back there. Customers waiting on it. Can you build that for me?" I said, "Sure." And got it all together, looked at it, oh, wow, this is fun, and put it all together and went up there in about a couple of hours. I said, okay, what else you got? Said, you got that thing put together already? I said, yeah. He said, it took the other guy a day to do those. I said, no. I said, it's easy. I said, I don't know what his problem was, but no, it's a piece of cake. I enjoyed it, and I loved it. I loved it. The people there were, the guy that worked there with me in the back, he was a very, very Christian individual, and oh my God, he was an awesome guy, really awesome.
Yeah. So how did you find him?
Yeah.
Remember I was telling you that I did Cartwright?
Oh, that's right.
I do Cartwright, and in fact, can you see it back there?
Yeah.
I do. I see it. Yep.
That trespassing sign, that's done Cartwright. Okay, so I came over here and I did a craft show, and some lady ordered one of those planters signs, the welcome stand signs.
Yeah.
It's got a welcome or a name or whatever, and then there's a flower plant that hangs on it.
Yeah.
And she ordered one, and right there's where my machine went out. So then I started looking online. I said on YouTube, I said there's got to be something in here, and I came across your channel, and you made it look so easy. I said, oh my gosh, that's so easy. So she didn't want the welcome. She wanted the little curly cues. In fact, I sent you a picture of that. They had the little, whatever you call those
scrolls.
Little scrolls, yeah. That was scroll, and it had their name on it, Rodriguez. And I said, if I make the letters big enough, then I can hand carve this, and I did, and it came out great. I mean, I was surprised. But my problem is I compare my routing to the Cartwright.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it look as good as the Cartwright, and there's no way. There's no way. I mean, that's precision, but yours do. Now your letters look. I was looking at that. I said, man, there's no way it's humanly possible a guy could keep a straight edge like that. And Frank's the same way Jenkins.
Yeah.
Oh my God. his work is awesome. And I seen the very first sign that he made, the very first one. And there is a difference. It's like taking something a 7-year-old compared to his work. I said, oh my God. Oh, and I remember, this one, I showed you this.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I came back and
it was unfinished before.
I'm sorry.
It was unfinished before. When we saw it the other day, it was unfinished. So you must have just...
No, it wasn't finished. I told him not to finish it because when I called him and I asked him if he could make one for me, he asked me, wouldn't you rather hand route it? I said, no, this needs to be perfect. I said, I'd rather you did it on your laser and then just leave the board as is, and I'll finish it. I'll sand it, paint it, and varnish it. So I need about 2-3 more coats of clear on there.
Looks beautiful.
Yeah, he did an awesome job, and he did exactly what I sent him. I sent him a drawing off of Cartwright. I sent him that, and he went on his wherever he searches his designs and patterns and found one. It's almost identical.
Yeah, that's nice. He did a beautiful job.
So you're in Coleman, and we did come through town when we were coming home. We were.
Oh, you did? You came through?
We did.
I was gonna call you and say, hey, is the coffee on?
Well, you wouldn't have found me. I was still in Austin. So you went through a little town called Winters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you passed right in front of the house.
That's what I told him. I said, Mario said he lives right here. I said, one of these houses is his.
Now, we stopped in some little town, and we had to get ice. And I went inside, and they had something called fried pies.
Fried pies?
Fried pies.
My God.
Did they have those? Was that in Coleman? Where they have that little grocery store gas station where they have.
They said they're famous for their fried pies.
Maybe that was a different town. I don't know.
Yeah, it had to be somewhere else because this is just a regular old stop and shop, little quick shops. I mean.
Yeah. Oh man, those I had peach and you had
strawberry.
Oh, yeah. What you're talking about? Yeah, I love the peach. I love the peach.
Oh my gosh, those things were awesome.
Did you happen to stop at an Allsups while you were in this area?
We did. Yeah, I stopped at a couple different Allsups to get gas.
Did you try their burritos?
No. Did not. No.
They're deep fried burritos, and in fact, they were redoing one there in Hobbs, and they tore the old one down and built another one back up. And then when they were the grand opening, they invited everybody to come in. They said, come in and have one of our 40-year-old burritos. Who the heck wants a 40-year-old burrito? That's how long they've been in business. In fact, the store originated in Clovis, New Mexico, which is just north of Hobbs.
Right.
We stopped
there and met with Alan,
We stopped and met with Alan Paul in Clovis.
Oh, did you?
At the
Love's restaurant.
Restaurant right there,
Yeah.
So
right on the border, about 7 miles from the border.
Exactly. No, did you go? No, you wouldn't have gone to Hobbs. You went straight north and then turned into Clovis.
On the way out, we went through Clovis, and then, of course, the border where those tracks are. The
tracks from hell,
the railroad tracks that are crazy rough, and then Mule Shoe, and then kind of on that way. Yeah.
Yeah, you were,
What a cool.
Yeah, I'm familiar with all that area over there.
Yeah, we stopped at Allsups right there in Fort Sumner when we went out and saw Billy the Kid's grave.
Oh, did y'all stop and see the grave?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the way out, we stopped at the museum. Then on the way back, we'd already seen the museum, so we went ahead and drove out to the grave, got some pictures and stuff. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It is. You know, there was a story going on that Billy the Kid is not buried there, and they were going to exhume the body to determine once and for all if it was. The governor said, no, let's leave it alone. And I can understand why he would do that, because that area, or rather that part of New Mexico is famous for Billy the Kid.
Yeah.
And if they were to find otherwise, they'd have lost all that
Oh yeah, all that tourist.
That old guy that runs the museum, I bet he put up a hassle about not wanting that.
Not one at a time, you know, because there's always that possibility because he
Yeah.
and Pat Garrett we're real good friends, you know, and it would have been easy to fake his death and say, hey, let's just say I killed you and get out of here. But
yeah.
I love reading stuff like that.
I love that stuff.
So tell me what you thought of our meetup.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm sorry?
Tell me what you thought about our meetup over there.
Oh, wow, that was awesome. You know, I was telling you, with all the people that were there, you know, like Frank and even Henry, I mean, Sutterfield, wow, that guy's awesome. Yeah. But with the people you had there, the experience you had there, the talent you had there, each table could have had an instructor, you know, someone to help you. I said, golly, look at these people here. And I felt like I was a beginner, you know, compared to those guys, especially when Henry got on the table, made your sign, Vicky. Golly, I mean, what, less than 10 seconds?
Oh, it was. My jaw was down to here the whole time. I was shocked.
That guy is super talented. But I thought it was really neat because it really showed the two different styles, you know.
Two different styles,
and my style are so completely different, but they both have their things, you know. I just thought and especially for people that are, you know, or maybe just trying to struggle to find their own niche and their own style, it gives them two distinct versions, or maybe they want something in between that, maybe something a little bit of Henry's and a little bit of whatever. But I thought that was really a cool thing that we hadn't planned on. It just happened. Henry's such a great guy.
He is. In fact, we went to eat after everybody left. He and I went over to Whataburger and had a hamburger and sat down and talked to him. And he's a very religious person. He's a born again Christian. Yeah. And that was awesome. Yeah. And anyway, we sat there and talked, and he said he caught himself asking himself, what am I doing here? I know how to make signs. I said, well, that might be true, Henry, but you showed everybody else something different. Yeah. You know, we're all used to seeing Eric and Frank and whoever, but we're not used to seeing something like yours. I said, that's something, if we not mastered, but if we're comfortable with where we're at, doing it the way we are doing it now, that's something else we could try. You know, his free hand routing. Yeah, and absolutely. And I went to his Facebook page and looked him up, and some of the signs he has on there, golly, they're awesome. And then he was talking about he made 105. Is that correct? 105 signs in one day.
In one day.
And then that little sign that he made for Vicky, that's the smallest he makes, and he sells them for $25. Yeah. And I said, golly, that's $2,500 he made on that one day. Yeah. If he made them all the same size. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. That's why I made it very clear there while we were there that if you really want to make, you know, want to make the maximum amount of money making signs, you need to go more toward Henry's style than mine.
Right.
You know, I'm going to do that kind of volume in a day. My signs just take too long. It can't be done. You know what I mean? So
right. No, I mean, what we'd be doing good doing 5-6 signs in one day. You know, going the way we do them.
Yeah. Well, I've done 25, 35 signs a day. But
but that's you. You got 4 arms. You can do that.
I've had some practice. Yeah.
You know, and then. But, you know, and I make they have a farmer's market here every Saturday. And of course, I haven't been 3 weekends because I've been busy. But I take a lot of my signs and just display them. And mine are, you know, ordered, you know, custom ordered signs. And the only one I've had so far was that lady. I don't know if I showed you that cross that I made for her little dog. She had a dog that passed away. And she came over and asked me if I could make a cross or something that you could set on top of the grave. Yeah. If you don't tombstone deal, said no, I want something I can lay on the grave because he's going to be buried in my backyard. Yeah. So I came, had his name across there, and then the paw prints on each end of the cross. And oh God, oh, she cried when she got it. And I made it out of cedar. I told her I'm going to make it out of cedar instead of pine. Well, isn't pine cheaper? I said, yeah, but cedar will last a lot more longer.
Yeah.
Just take care of it. Don't let the sun hit it too much, or rather make sure you clean it, you know, every now and then, get the dirt off of it.
Yeah.
I said, and if it fades, bring it back to me and I'll recoat it for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
She really loved it.
That's a great niche, you know.
Animals, yeah.
The pet industry is a great niche to go after. There's a lot.
Wait a minute. Say hi.
Uh-oh.
Say hi. Look,
He's sleeping.
He's sleeping.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, okay.
Say
He's
hi.
full like that.
He's
Full
like,
like
don't
that.
wake me up.
Very impressed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad I don't have my dog here. He'd be barking up a storm.
He slept like the last 3 or 4 hours. 3 or 4 hours home.
Yeah,
He's
he's
just out.
yeah,
And
he
he's
turned
back
out
to
to be
sleep now.
a great travel cat. Yeah, it worked out good. But we had so much fun, and it was
We
just
did.
it was
Oh my
just
We
it
did.
just felt like we were a family. It really did.
Yeah, it did. You know, it did. And then everybody, I mean, right off the bat, you know, first name basis and this and that. And Mickey, oh, I got a kick out of Mickey, especially when he told you that he was going down there and riding right next to the letter. I said, wow, that would take some time.
Yeah.
And I asked him, said, don't you nick the letter? Yes, I do. I said, yeah, you would. You would. But he found something else. He found out something different, you know. It didn't dawn on him that when he paints them and everything, that disappears. You know, it's not there. That little rise on there is not there anymore.
Right.
But
And
everybody was there.
And Vicky filmed that, and I'm going to either make a separate video or include that. I don't know, but I need to make that more clear because there's some people that maybe just like Mickey that just didn't. I didn't make it clear enough. So I got a video.
I got the message on some of your videos where you say you start out at a certain depth and then you move over for your bumper cut and make it a little bit more. And I remember that, so it's been in there.
Yeah.
I guess he just didn't catch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you know, every time you see a video, you see something different.
yeah. And maybe we turned some said, what was it, a couple guys there, William and somebody else that didn't do any
Stacy.
Yeah,
working.
and then Stacy came with extra.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
came with Shirley.
Stacy was with Shirley. She wasn't a carver. She does wood turning.
Oh, Shirley wasn't a carver?
No,
No,
Shirley,
Shirley,
yeah,
but
but her
Stacy.
friend Stacy.
Oh, Stacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stacy wasn't a, yeah.
Yeah, but she did get some router bits and a router base plate, and she's going to give it a shot. So.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's great.
Yeah.
Great.
So.
Yeah.
We just had so much fun. And we definitely want to do that again, but we definitely want to come down to Texas again because, man, we fell in love with that place.
Beautiful here, isn't it? I mean,
we fell in love with Texas.
When we go back to visit our daughter in Midland, we'll go through here. We'll go through the mountains. We'll go to Robert Lee, and then there's a place called Sterling City. And once you hit Sterling City, you're back in the desert. There's no scenery like there is over in this part. Once you get past San Angelo, over in this area, it's all green, it's all trees, it's all rivers and lakes, and almost every little town has a lake.
Yeah.
Be it man-made or whatever, everyone has a lake.
Yeah, we saw that even driving out in the middle of nowhere, just little turns, and there's a lake over there, and there's a lake over there, everywhere, lakes everywhere, yeah. I could.
And if you came through the street in front of the house, which is 158, by the way, if you came in front of the house, you passed a place called Hordes Creek.
Okay.
You remember seeing it? Hordes Creek?
Sounds kind of familiar.
It should have been a sign that said Hordes Creek, Army Engineers, whatever. But it's a little, you turn, and it's not but maybe 200 yards from the highway. And it's a big old lake. It's got camping areas, RV areas there, and it's beautiful. You go in there, and there's deer all up in there, and they're not scared. You know, they just look at you if you drive by.
Wow.
And but there's no hunting allowed in there, so they feel safe there.
They're safe, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Just absolutely But thank you so much for coming down. And
let me ask a quick question. I know we got to kind of close up here, but
Yeah.
we're thinking about doing more. We're kind of talking about doing another one. If somebody was to ask you, well, is it worth it to go even participate? What would you tell them?
Yeah, heck yeah. You know, no question. Even those that are like Mickey, even he, you know, that's been doing it a while. I mean, you're going to learn something. You're going to learn something. It doesn't matter. And like Henry, you know, when he said, man, I didn't know if I was going to get anything out of it, but he did. I said, you know, just the fact of the people that were there, you know, how he said, I can't get over how friendly everybody is. I said, these are all small town people. So you're not, if you wave at somebody here, they wave back. You wave somebody in the big town, Dallas, Houston, whatever, you wave at them, they'll flip you off. They want to know what you're doing.
Well, the thing with Henry too is that, you know, when he's carving at that flea market down there, he's only doing it like, what, 75 days a year or something like that. But then when he's making signs in his shop, when he's got tons of time to do it, and he's not trying to do it for volume and speed, then, you know, some of the stuff that we do, that might be more applicable, that he can add that kind of a detail where he's taking his time because he's making it in his shop rather than making it right on site at the flea market, you know, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 3 minutes.
And he is thinking about it because he did buy some bits from you.
Yeah.
So he's thinking about it. I think he was really hoping that you would have actually carved a sign, a complete sign.
Yeah.
I said it was more of a greet and meet. It's not, you know, it wasn't really a workshop.
Well,
I mean, we talk to each other, we know who they are, but as far as meeting face to face is what it was all about.
I think that's one of the things that I'll do different. The next one, I'll do more carving. And I probably would have if Henry hadn't done his thing, but everybody was getting including me, was getting such great information out of what Henry was doing. And then I added the whole grind everybody's router bits, which I still didn't get them all done. So it just kind of got away, and I did some stuff, but that's one thing that I'll change on the next one is definitely I'll do more carving. Yeah.
And if you come away, where would you think about going again?
We can't tell you.
We can't say yet. Yeah.
Okay, I'll get the park ready here in Coleman so you can.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll give you a heads up before we head out.
So,
anyway,
thank you. Bye.
It's been so much fun getting to know you.
Same here, guys. And Frank was right. He said these are down to earth people. So it's like who was it? Shirley. She said, and Michelle. I remember when they said they called, that they actually got to talk to Eric. Oh my God, I'm talking to Eric.
Yeah, we answer the phone.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But it was even when I called and ordered my letters the other day, I got to talk to you.
Yeah.
I said, well, that's the way it rolls.
Yeah.
So, but thank you guys for this. I really, really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much, my friend.
And if we are up in this area again, you can see my happy face there.
For sure. If you ever get up this way, you better stop and say hi. Or if you get to Vegas or whatever, you get over here anywhere, be sure and let us know. We're going to hook up.
Okay, that sounds like a winner. Have coffee ready. Coffee and a peach pie.
Peach pie. And now you bring that with you.
All right. Bye, guys. Love you.
Bye-bye.